This video is brought to you by America First Insight. Help support the growing conservative movement by becoming a member today. And if you want to support this channel, you can also use the code REAL when becoming a member. Thank you and enjoy the video. I think it is safe to say that it's been a very long couple of days for the vast majority of Americans. I don't think anyone can really disagree with that assessment. I mean, it's not even been 48 hours since the assassination of Charlie Kirk, which is crazy to say. Like, Charlie Kirk is gone. Not in the hospital, not on vacation. He's dead. He was killed where everybody could see it, everybody recorded it, we all saw it. And it's still so shocking. I don't think anyone's gonna really move on from this for a very long time. It's one of those things where you're gonna remember where you were at when Kirk got shot. You're gonna remember exactly what you were doing. It was that impactful. But at the same time, time hasn't stopped. I know for some people it might feel like it's been frozen for 48 hours, but no, time is still moving, and we have to talk about the New Jersey gubernatorial election, which I know this sounds kind of crazy to talk about this so soon after the Charlie Kirk assassination, which again, we should be praying for his family. We should be mourning his death. But guys, we're just under 2 months away from this race. And there is a chance that the Republican Party could maybe, just maybe, pull off the upset in the state. And with everything going on in America, I think it's all hands on deck. I know, Charlie Kirk just died. We have to mourn his death. But Charlie Kirk would want us to focus on trying to flip New Jersey and maybe try to hold on to Virginia, which is unlikely, but I guess there is that possibility. But New Jersey is one of those states that Republicans could actually win this year. Again, I know that sounds crazy to say. It's like, wait, this state's been Democrat for so long, and it has. It's been Democrat since, I think, the 80s. So it's not this Republican state or even a toss-up. It's been a Democrat stronghold for decades. But I think everyone knows what happened after 2024. President Trump shocked the world, including myself. I thought this race was going to be a little bit closer in the state because, well, if Trump was doing so much better in New York, especially New York City, you would think that would translate to New Jersey, at least a little bit, because guess what? A lot of people that live in northern New Jersey, guess what? They travel to New York City a bunch. They work there, at least a chunk of them, not everybody, but you get the point. And the crime epidemic in New York City is 100% being felt in the northern half of New Jersey. They got to deal with this shit. A lot of them got to work there. That's why I thought, okay, it's going to swing to the right. But the fact that Trump got it within 6 points shocked the entire world. Not a single person thought it was going to be this close. It was like D plus 15, D plus 20 for like 30 years now. But Trump shocked everybody and got it within 6 points. Yes, Harris got over 51% of the vote, and yeah, she still won it by a decent margin. But for New Jersey standards, this was pathetic. These results sucked. She won by not even 6%. One of the worst performances for a Democrat in New Jersey in a very long time. And that's why everyone began to talk about the 2025 New Jersey election. Because in 2021, Jack Ciattarelli came damn close to winning. Look at this. He lost by 3. But that was against Phil Murphy, the incumbent. He lost by only 3. And not a single person thought this was a competitive race. And if you think I'm exaggerating, look at the polling. The RCP average was Murphy plus 8. Every poll had it Murphy plus 6, 9, 10, 8, 9, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this was in late October. In September and August, you might have had a poll here and there that showed a somewhat competitive race, but look at Monmouth, D plus 16. Basically, every pollster showed Murphy was a clear winner. And he did win, but by a pathetic margin, especially for an incumbent. Jack Ciattarelli more than likely would have won if Republicans did not waste their money on California. Remember that? In 2021, you had that stupid recall election in California where Republicans spent $100 million or whatever it was, wasting all their time and money on California. when that money could have been spent on flipping New Jersey. And if they would have spent that money, Chitterelli should be the governor right now. But he's not, because Republicans suck. So yeah, the Republican Party, they wasted a golden opportunity even before 24. This was before this was before Trump nearly got it within 6 points. This was when New Jersey voted for Biden by over 15 points. And I know you could argue, well, this was an off-year election. You know, this was when Biden was unpopular. Sure, that's part of it. But it's clear as day. New Jersey has gotten significantly more red since even 2021. I mean, it's shifted big time to the right since this governor election. Not by a 1 point. It's like a 5 to 10 point shift. And that's why some people thought, hey, Jack Ciattarelli is running again, and maybe he can win. Well, we just had a brand new poll released by National Research, which I should be clear, this is a Republican group. It's not, these quote-unquote bipartisan polls, which usually are bullshit. But okay, this is a Republican pollster. I get that. They're a little bit biased. But look at this. They found a statistical tie in the race. They found Cheryl up by only 2. Not 10, not 5, by only 2. And for those that are wondering, back in 2021, National Research, they had Ciattarelli losing by only 3. And that was back in September. Back in September of 2021, they had Ciattarelli losing by only 3. So yes, they are a Republican-leaning group. I get that. But to completely discredit them because they have an R next to their name, that's bullshit. I'm not saying this is for sure going to be, a down-the-wire race where Ciattarelli wins by 15 or whatever. But at the same time, the polling rate now in some areas is actually looking a little bit better. Because in 2021, Phil Murphy, yeah, some polls had it a little bit closer, but the vast majority of them, they still had him above 50%. Like, he was at 52, 52, 50, 51, 52, 50, 50, 50, 50. It was consistently at roughly 50% or more, which common sense would tell you, if he's at 51%, it doesn't matter what Ciattarelli does, he is getting a majority of the vote. Murphy is, I should say, and that's a huge deal. And compare this to 2025. There are 1 or 2 polls that have Cheryl above 50%, all right? They had one back in early August. They had her at 51%. But ever since then, it seems like her numbers have actually trended downwards some areas. And some of the better pollsters, they're showing her, yeah, up with a decent lead in some areas. She's not at 50%. She is only at 47, 47, 47, 49%, 37, 46. That's a huge deal. Because Phil Murphy, he got a majority of the vote. Like, he got 51% of the vote. He was consistently at 50%, okay? Right now, Cheryl isn't. And Jack Ciattarelli in some polling is doing a little bit better compared to 2021. Some a little bit worse. But in my opinion, the big number to look at is Cheryl. She is not cracking 50% like she should. This is New Jersey. And she's cracking 47% on a good day, maybe 49%. That's a huge problem. Because for whatever reason, right, a lot of the polls we have seen in recent years, a lot of these undecided voters, like in New Jersey in 2021, you look at Murphy's final margin, he was at 50.5%. Okay, he ended up at 51%. So the polling was spot on to Phil Murphy's margin. The difference was the undecideds, they basically all broke for Ciattarelli. I don't know why, but in most states, like when the polling gets like Democrats correct and winning, they still overstate how much they overstate how much they win by. Some polls claim, oh, they're going to win by 40 points or whatever. They win by a couple points, but because they have a Republican candidate so low, where they were like 40%, Jack Ciattarelli right now, or back in 2021, was at 42%. He ended up at roughly 48%. Basically, every undecided voter broke for him. And if that happens here, which I'm not saying it's for sure going to happen, but if you see the majority of, or basically every independent or undecided break for Chittarelli, do some math. That's more than enough for him to win. That's a huge deal. And for Cheryl not to be at 50% right now in New Jersey, that's a big red flag. That is a huge problem. And there's some point indicating that Chittarelli's doing a lot better with independents. He might be surging in some areas. You start looking at everything with this race. I'm not saying it's a final prediction. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. But Chittarelli has a legitimate pathway to victory. Again, I think Cheryl's a favorite right now. But if you're Chittarelli, you're in a good position. They've been running a fantastic ad campaign the last couple of weeks. I know ads are not everything. But Cheryl's just missing. She's not campaigning. She's in, I think, California right now for God knows what reason. Her ads suck. Chittarelli, meanwhile, yet again is barnstorming the state, campaigning everywhere, has a fantastic ad game where they're attacking Cheryl for being incompetent, and Cheryl's nowhere to be seen. People in New Jersey politics are saying she's not campaigning. I don't know if she's overconfident. I don't know if she's incompetent. I don't know. Who knows? If she's overconfident, if she's incompetent, it's one of those things we're not going to know until after the election. But we'll see. Chittarelli right now, though, he's in a strong position. And the X factor in all of this, and I know this sounds crazy to say, is we don't really know the impact of Kirk's death. I know it's morbid. I know it seems crazy to talk about this now. Like, what are the political impacts? Which we really should avoid that mostly, but it is a serious question. We don't know how these undecided voters, how these independents, even the Trump base, how will they respond? Will they respond by being demoralized? Or are they more likely to vote in New Jersey? Which, that's a big deal because the Republican Party is a party of high turnout. Meaning, they have a bunch of low propensity voters, and they win elections by getting all these people out to vote. They want higher turnout. Democrats, meanwhile, they want shit turnout. They want 1% turnout, and they win. If Republicans get these people out to vote because they're enthusiastic, they're pissed off, it could be enough for them to win. Again, we don't know how this is going to go. We don't know the reaction from the American people from this. It seems like a lot of people are pissed off right now for obvious reasons, but how will this impact the election? I don't know. And we shouldn't really speculate that much because it's too soon. But it is a serious question. We don't really know how New Jersey's looking post, well, we all know what happened. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.